You never know what's going to walk in this coin shop. My name is Daniel, and you are watching CoinHelpu. I'm going to share with you a few things that came into our coin shop that we purchased. So stay tuned. As you are watching this video and you find something that you're interested in, come over here to portsmouthcoinshop.com. It's usually up on the website listed for sale. If it's not, it's probably already sold. If that's not the case, and let's say I've got the video out and it didn't make it to the website, you can send me an email and ask if we still have it available. So come over to portsmouthcoinshop.com and you might find something that's not in the video. So here's a little basket of coins. And what we do is when we're up front, people bring in coins on the counter. We look at them, we write them down on a little sheet of paper there. We've got a little buy sheet. And of course, we take their ID and have them sign it. And we put down sometimes if it's cash or if I write a check or whatever. Typically don't deal in a lot of cash here. That's not a good thing to have a lot of cash. Banks and the IRS, they're on you for money laundering and all kinds of things. So cash is not king anymore like it used to be anyways. So this is what we have, just a hodgepodge of mix match of coins, Morgan dollars. You see the cat bust $50. So here's a 75cc seeded dime. And if you don't know, the mint mark on these is right here. You can see part of the mint mark's got a little bit of contact or wear, but it's right underneath the dime there inside the wreath. So this is a coin ring. It's made from a Liberty, Walking Liberty $50. And this is what you see. I mean, a lot of people have these wide rim coins and pounded edges and smooth edge coins. Well, that's how they start. It's a 1942. And here's the inside. You can see the $50. So this is something that came in this shop. It actually, I can wear it. It's actually my size. So that's one thing that came in. And like I said, I showed this, the seeded dime. And speaking of dimes, seeded dimes, and we'll look at some of those in a little bit. I purchased a few that I want to show you. I like the seeded dime design. I would love to see these designs come back for a year as a limited mintage. It'd be nice if the U.S. Mint would do that. Might be a video to do on what I think the U.S. Mint should do. Maybe someone will see it. Not that I can influence the world, but you just never know. Might get some ideas of someone. But does the 1875 and 1876, you can see the difference in the wear. This one would be in the very fine range, and this one here would be close to the AG range. And here's what the reverse looks like on these. Obviously, that's a CC at the bottom, another CC, and they are very desirable coins. And here is the reverse of that one. And then here is another one that looks like, I think it has a CC here at the bottom as well. It does. So the CC is in a different position. So we purchased coins like this. This come from a dealer friend. He brought in a bunch of these. Someone had put them back and they had them. They want to sell their collection. And he made a deal with them. And he came in and asked me if I was interested in these. And I'm always interested in getting some type, seeded coins, type coins, and things like that. This is a 39. And these are a good way to grade these coins because you have different grades, different wear patterns, and you can put them like in succession. And that might be a decent video to do because this one's basically, man, that's almost PO1 probably. You can still see the date, so maybe it's fair too. So we have, poor 1 all the way up to 70. Not in these dimes, obviously, just not in 70, of course, unless you're going to put them in an SGS holder. They always grade stuff too high. They grade their own coins. But there are some nice ones in here. A little bit of a patina on this one. I call it album toning. But several of these, some of them, this has got environmental damage on it. This one would too. A lot of people think they're mint errors. Look like somebody might have done an acid on that one. Put a little acid dip. But like I said, you take the good with the bad. You just buy all of them, and then you put some of them up at auction, put some of them in a scratch and dent lots, and that's how we handle those here. And then my favorite seeded coin that came in this week was an 1871 half dime. You see the H there. It's proof 65. And here's the reverse. There is a little bit of there is some toning on it, and it's a little darker, but there is like some blues and some reds there. And then in the little basket here, I'll show you just your normal coins, just coins that come in over the counter and that you see. Got an $18.99. This is the 99 plain I was talking about. The reverse is probably, I don't know, a little bit cleaned. It almost looks AU, but I actually graded it at extra fine 45. They don't jump a lot in between grades. Then you've got, coins like this 79 that come in, and there's this cat bust $50 here in 1830. A little bit of a rim thing. It looks like it's been cleaned in the past, and you have to account for that when you're purchasing these. And then a 90cc, and this basket has coins that are purchased from different people. So someone might bring in 1 or 2, some people might bring in 5 or 10 or 15, something like that. We sold this to the person basically for 115, but it's like last year. If it was recently and they asked for a refund, I would give them a refund. But I actually paid them probably, let's see, with the way prices are now, that's probably pretty much what I paid for it right now, about $100, maybe 115. This should sell for about 130, I think, now. But 90cc's, looks like it has a little bit of, not been clean, but then again, I've seen them in holders that weren't clean and look like this. Then there's something I want to show everyone in a video. It's always important to learn, not just look at coins and see a lot of eye candy, but to actually learn. Now, you see, these are original Morgan dollars. People struggle with this so bad. I mean, I see it all the time when people are trying to sell online, taking pictures, and they're inexperienced, because Facebook groups and eBay allows anyone to sell their coins. I don't have a problem with that, but not knowing the difference between an original coin and a clean coin. It is sometimes a very fine line, but sometimes it's not. Most of the time it's not. But as you can see, all 3 of these coins up top are original. These 2 are not. I don't know if you can see the difference. I've got the same lighting. But the original frosty layer is not on this coin or this coin. There's something off about it. And like I said, these came into the shop. I'm still showing what came into the shop. But you can see a little too much depth in the actual design itself, the cheek. It's not because it's almost proof-like or anything like that either. It's got something wrong with it. Something was done to this. It could have been dipped over the years, dipped multiple times. Just any number of things could have happened to this, but obviously chemicals have been used on the coin. Now, when you're looking at this is what I want to show you. It's always good to have a side-by-side comparison. When you're looking at an original coin, can you see the difference? I can see the difference here. You might still, and that's what one thing about it is a lot of people talk about the cartwheel. I mean, yeah, that's one thing to look at, but sometimes these are really close. They're so close that you can't hardly tell for sure. So a lot of people would sell this as original. I would not. It's unk details to me. This one is original. And I can show another one, put it side by side. Like I said, I love to educate people, to show you. I mean, look, this is original. This has all the natural patina, the frosty devices from the dies. And this one does not. This one's been messed with one time in the past, or multiple times in the past. But they're still nice coins. There's nothing wrong with them as far as that's concerned. It's just you have to sell them honestly, as what they are. And here's an 1878, and you've got 7 tail feathers, and there's 8 tail feathers. Has a little bit of something on the reverse here. It's probably in an album at one time. And here's a nice war nickel. And I am all over the place, and I'm doing that on purpose because this is how they come in the shop. You don't know what's coming in one day to the next or 1 hour to the next. I'll hear that bell chime up there, and next thing you know, walk up and there's someone with, I want to sell some coins. Are you buying coins? So this is the 1842D. It's a pretty nice coin. And I think 63 was a little bit low for this, my opinion. You can look at it. It has some cheek marks, but like I said, it's. Then here is some shield nickels. And when I see this kind of stuff come in, it just makes me, I guess I should say, happy, because I like having type coins to sell. They make good coins to put up at auction on our website, which we do have auctions up right now. Also, when people come in the door, they're like, hey, do you have an 1883 or a 72 shield nickel? And if I have it, it makes me feel good to be able to have that for that person. This one has some environmental issues. It's been cleaned in the past. So you can see the difference. When you're looking at coins, you want to make sure that your coins are original. This one is not original either. The coins have been played with over the years and through circulation. And these look like they might, yes, these all three have some type of issue, but they would be original to most people. But to me, when I look at them, I have to be careful. They won't straight grade at ANACS for me, because this is where you would send them if you wanted to send these, because they're not high value coins. They have some value to them. But yeah, you'd want to make sure they're straight grade, because if they don't, then you're going to have a coin on your hands that's obviously cleaned, or environmental damage, or whatever you want to call it. But here's some Indian cents that came in as well. It's nice, really nice details on that coin. Some of these are really nice. And now this is your copper nickel. And here's an 1898, looks an AU. And here's another 1898, looks AU. Might be even Unk. Pretty close. And a couple of them look like they might be Unk. And that means uncirculated or mint state. So they have no wear. And AU is obviously almost uncirculated. It's 1905. So you see coins like this all the time, and they can be worth anywhere from $12 and up. Obviously, this is worth more than that. But some of them can be worth, $100 even. Then we buy, raw mercury dimes like these. There's a 21D, which is one of the key dates of the series. It's not as good as, there's a 21D. It's not as good as the 16D, but it is a key date of the series. There's the D on the reverse there, mint mark. And then a 32D Washington quarter, which is a key date of the series. That's really the only two that's worth the money, is the 32D and the 32S, unless you can get a 36D in higher grades. I mean, on higher grades, some of the mint mark 30s are worth some money, and some of the 40s, especially if you get up in the extra fine AU range. It's another 32D. So I bought several of these. Like I said, this come from a dealer friend. Might have some slight problems, slight wear and things like that. But one thing about the mint mark on these, if they don't look kind of fake looking or kind of glued on, then they're probably not real. These, it's okay for them to look a little off. You can see it. It's a divot all the way around that mint mark. That means it's authentic. If you see it kind of too perfect and on top of the surface, and it'll probably not be right. It's probably alter mint mark or something like that. So you have to be really careful. And then of course, modern coins. Here's a whole roll of 2022 D. And this is Kennedy half dollars. This is what you call a U.S. mint roll. Now, U.S. mint roll coins do have a premium, but if you just had a roll of 2022 Kennedy half dollars from the bank, it's only worth as much as the one that comes from the Treasury, comes from the U.S. mint. So that's one thing to know. A lot of people ask me, should I open them up? If you like to collect mint rolls, solid mint rolls of coins, then you're getting it from the U.S. mint. I wouldn't open them, no, unless you're looking for a rare variety or something like that. Then here's some commemoratives that come in the shop. This is the Lions Club International. This, like I said, this modern stuff comes in as well. And a lot of people have seen these before. I mean, it's not a bad looking commemorative. To me, it's not that exciting though. Not something for me to get too excited about. I don't dislike it, but it's just modern stuff that has, it commemorates something that's important. And here's a silver eagle proof, but it's not something that just, I flip over. I'd rather see, I like stuff like this more than the commems. I do like the subject matter of most of the commems though. It's, some things interest you more than others, that's all. Then here is an Apollo 11. It's really nice. I do like this, 2019. I buy so much up front, it's hard for me to remember every little thing. Now, I do make mistakes. I made a mistake in my last video when I was talking about the mint sets. I started off with a 54 mint set. Okay, it's got all the coins in it, PDNS, and they came in the cardboard. Well, once I got stuck on the cardboard, I started describing them as being in cardboard. They stopped using cardboard inserts for mint sets in 1958, and I kept going with it, and a couple people corrected me, and I do apologize for that because they're in mint cello from 59 to 64. That is the mint sets. And this is Inauguration Day, 2017, Trump here. Basically a silver round's what it is. So we have, that came from Willard and Ward. So, it's not a mint product, but it's a product that someone will probably want. Regardless, it's private mint. Then I've got this Buffalo nickel set. And the problem with this set, I would not feel comfortable selling this 13S Type 1. I mean, I can't hardly see the 13. So if I am going to sell these coins, I need to send them off the key dates to make sure they are the date that it says. I can see what looks like a 13 to 13D, but the 13S, it looks like it's just no date, and I'm not going to nick a date because then you really ruin the coin. I don't care if it is the key date. Once you do that to a nickel, you're running it. I mean, it'll still have some value if it's dateless and it comes up to be a 13S Type 1 or 2. They're not going to be worth what they would normally be worth. If you could just find a way to get it, certified. So if I can get that 13S certified, even though it has no date on it, or at least it looks like it has no date on it. Because, it looks like there might be a 13. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling back and forth with it. I'll show it again. Maybe everybody else can see it. Trying to different angles. It does look like it might be a 3. The sets like this come in and, it's hard to buy because if it is a 13S, then you might underpay. And if it's not, then you overpaid. It's very difficult to buy sets like that when you can't hardly see the dates. And that's important. When you see a Buffalo nickel without the date, that means it's worn. It doesn't make it worth more money. Most coins that don't have a date are worn down. So it doesn't add any value to it at all. Then, of course, Morgan dollars. Always buying Morgan dollars that come in the shop. This is a 1900 A58. I'm sure someone probably thought this coin was going to be mint state. And this is the problem. When you're looking at coins like this, you got to look at the high points, look at all the marks on it. It had to be handled. It wouldn't be worth sending off. And here's an 84. And this is, like I said, this is another way to see an original coin, to compare it to coins that you have to see if it's cleaned or not. See a lot of clean coins for sale out there, not identified as clean coins. And here's a 90S, mint state 64 plus. That's another thing you struggle with it. Is it 65? Is it 64? Is it 65? Is it 64? Yeah. Plus grades are very problematic. It has to really look like it. This one I actually think looks like it. It looks like a plus. Here's a 23, mint state 65. It's a really nice looking coin there. I haven't shown a lot of 65 piece dollars lately. And then here's another 65 piece dollar with a crack across the holder, unfortunately. It was in the images when I bought it, but I forgot when I got it. I was like, oh, it's got a crack on it. Forgot all about it. But anyway, you have to sell it at a discount, but the coin itself is not harmed at all. You can see that it's just a superficial crack on the surface there. It's not really much. Not too bad. Just unsightly. Then purchased a few Franklin half dollars. And this is 64 full bell lines. Like I said, you can buy inexpensive full bell lines on these to compare your coins to see if you have full bell lines. And that still doesn't mean you're going to get full bell lines on yours if you submit it, because PCGS doesn't always agree with themselves, or NGC for that matter. That's just a fact. They don't always agree with themselves. I know that sounds crazy, but I could submit the same coin and get a different grade or get a different designation. It happens. Nice coin here, another one, full bell lines, 1957D. And I guarantee you we'll look at each one of these and we'll see the differences. We'll see contact marks and all kinds of different things. And here's a 49D 64 full bell lines. I do like this. This was Grandpa's favorite holder. They were in Ohio when they were doing this. We had a grading company in Ohio. So we got one in Florida and have one in California and Ohio. So that's I wish we still did. I wish we still had annex here in Ohio. Man, if I had the money, I might just buy Annex out and bring them back to a high where they belong and fix their holders. I don't like these holders. These are too small, even though I like them. But these, we just need to fix them. They're too easy to tamper with and play with, and they're cheap. That's my opinion on it. I don't dislike Annex, but NACS, but I don't like their holders. This is a nice 48D. Nice coin with a CAC sticker on it for what that's worth. And then here is a 1956 proof. And this is the thing. You've got a type 1 and a type 2. Well, this is designated as type 2, and this one is also type 2. Okay, but they didn't put it on the holder, only on one of the holders. So you're looking at the eagle mainly on the type 2 and the feathers, and you can see they're both the same. If it was a type 1, which is worth more, there would be very faint feathers, hardly any feathers at all in there. That's the difference. Then we have 54S, Mid-State 65. And look at the reverse. You can see how the bell lines are not fully struck there. So there you have it. There's a few things that came in the coin shop today. And thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment. Head over to portsmouthcoinshop.com and see what I have listed. And have a great day.